Saturday for Hampton roads is code level green, which is good, and means little or no health risk. Primary pollutant will be particles.
The current time is 2:16 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time.
Hazardous weather information. Today and tonight, no hazardous weather is expected at this time. And now the extended outlook for the period Wednesday through Monday. No hazardous weather is expected at this time.
The 2 p.m. area weather observations. At Norfolk, mostly sunny. Temperature 51, dew point 39, relative humidity 63%. Wind northeast 9 miles an hour. Pressure 30.11 inches and falling. At Newport News, cloudy. Temperature 58, dew point 42, relative humidity 55%. Wind northeast 10 miles an hour. Pressure 30.11 inches and falling. Across the rest of Hampton roads and in eastern North Carolina, Langley, cloudy and 52. Virginia Beach, partly sunny and 52. Wind east 10 miles an hour. Suffolk, cloudy and 65. Elizabeth City, mostly sunny and 65. Edenton, sunny and 69. Cape Hatteras, sunny and 62. Regional observations, Wallops Island, partly sunny and 51. Wind south, 12 miles an hour. Washington, D.C., cloudy and 58. Richmond, partly sunny and 65. Wakefield, cloudy and 65. Manteo, mostly sunny and 56.
The weather synopsis. High pressure centered over the area today will settle over the southeast states tonight. A dry cool front passage late tonight into Wednesday morning. The front stalls over Virginia Wednesday and Wednesday night, then lifts northward as a warm front Thursday through Friday. A cold front approaches the mid-Atlantic region from the west on Friday. Now for the official National Weather Service forecast for Hampton roads of northeast North Carolina. This afternoon, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. East winds 5 to 10 miles an hour. Tonight, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-40s. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming southwest after midnight. Wednesday, mostly sunny. Highs in the mid-70s. West winds around 5 miles an hour, becoming northeast in the afternoon. Wednesday night, mostly clear until midnight, then becoming partly cloudy. Lows in the mid-50s. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles an hour, becoming south after midnight. The extended forecast. Thursday, partly sunny. Highs in the upper 70s. Thursday night and Friday, mostly cloudy. Highs in the upper 60s. Lows in the mid-50s. Friday night, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of showers. Lows in the mid-50s. Saturday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 70s. Saturday night, mostly clear. Lows in the mid-40s. Sunday, partly sunny. Highs in the lower 60s. Sunday night, mostly cloudy. Lows in the lower 40s. Monday, mostly cloudy with a 30% chance of showers. Highs in the lower 60s. Here are the marine and cooler reports for 2 p.m. across the lower Chesapeake Bay and coastal waters. All wave and swell heights are in feet. Wave and swell periods are in seconds. Potomac River buoy, air temperature was 44. The wind was southeast at 6 knots. Toe Point, air temperature was 43. The wind was southeast at 9 knots. Piney Point, winds were south, 8 knots. Bishop's Head, air temperature was 47. The wind was southeast at 3 knots. Louisetta, air temperature was 45. Water temperature 47. The wind was east at 9 knots. Stingray Point buoy, air temperature was 45. The wind was southeast at 6 knots. Rappahannock Light, winds were calm. York River Range Light, air temperature was 46. The wind was southeast at 10 knots. Yorktown Coast Guard Station, air temperature was 49. Water temperature 47. The wind was east at 9 knots. Kipta Peak, water temperature 47. The wind was southeast at 5 knots. Dominion Terminal Newport News, air temperature was 47. The wind was east at 10 knots. Jamestown buoy, air temperature was 55. The wind was southeast at 8 knots. South Craney Island, winds were north, 8 knots. Buoy at Norfolk, air temperature was 50. Henry, air temperature was 44. The wind was east at 7 knots. Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel, water temperature 45. The wind was northeast at 12 knots. Fenwick Island buoy, air temperature was 42. Wave height 4 feet. Wave period 10. Buoy 64 nautical miles east of Virginia Beach, air temperature was 48. Wave height 6 feet. Wave period 10. The wind was north at 8 knots. Buoy just east of Cape Henry. Water temperature 44. Wave height 3. Wave period 11. Swell period 11. Darkopier, air temperature was 46. The wind was northeast at 6 knots. Diamond Shoals buoy, air temperature was 60. Wave height 4 feet. Wave period 11.
Tidal information. For Watchung, low tide at 4:26 a.m. Tuesday. High tide at 10:34 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 4:33 p.m. Tuesday. High tide at 10:58 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 5:11 a.m. Wednesday. High tide at 11:18 a.m. Wednesday. Low tide at 5:15 p.m. Wednesday. High tide at 11:43 p.m. Wednesday. For Chincoteague, low tide at 4:32 a.m. Tuesday. High tide at 10:19 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 4:41 p.m. Tuesday. High tide at 10:41 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 5:19 a.m. Wednesday. High tide at 11:04 a.m. Wednesday. Low tide at 5:25 p.m. Wednesday. High tide at 11:26 p.m. Wednesday. For Watts Island, high tide at 1:54 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 8:19 a.m. Tuesday. High tide at 2:18 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 8:27 p.m. Tuesday. High tide at 2:38 a.m. Wednesday. Low tide at 9:05 a.m. Wednesday. High tide at 3:01 p.m. Wednesday. Low tide at 9:11 p.m. Wednesday. Tidal information. For Sewell's Point, low tide at 5:04 a.m. Tuesday. High tide at 11:09 a.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 5:10 p.m. Tuesday. High tide at 11:27 p.m. Tuesday. Low tide at 5:50 a.m. Wednesday. High tide at 11:53 a.m. Wednesday. Low tide at 5:54 p.m. Wednesday.
Marine forecast. Chesapeake Bay from New Point Comfort to Little Creek, Virginia. This afternoon, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Tonight, southeast winds 10 knots, becoming southwest after midnight. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Wednesday, northwest winds 5 knots, becoming northeast 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Wednesday night, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Waves 1 foot. Thursday, south winds 5 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Friday night, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Marine forecast. Chesapeake Bay from Little Creek, Virginia to Cape Henry, Virginia, including the Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel. This afternoon, east winds 10 knots. Waves 2 feet. Tonight, southeast winds 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Waves 2 feet. Wednesday, northwest winds 5 knots, becoming northeast 5 to 10 knots in the afternoon. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Wednesday night, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 to 2 feet. Thursday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 2 feet. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 2 feet. Friday night, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 2 feet. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 2 feet. Marine forecast. Coastal waters from Cape Charles, Virginia to North Carolina, Virginia border out 20 nautical miles this afternoon. East winds 5 to 10 knots. Sea 3 to 4 feet. mainly northeast swell with a dominant period of 10 seconds. Tonight, southeast winds 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Seas 3 to 4 feet, mainly northeast swell with a dominant period of 9 seconds. Wednesday, west winds 5 knots, becoming northeast in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Wednesday night, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Thursday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Thursday night, southwest winds 10 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Friday, south winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Friday night, southwest winds 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Marine forecast. Coastal waters from North Carolina, Virginia, border to Currituck Beach, Light, North Carolina, 20 nautical miles this afternoon. East winds 5 to 10 knots. Seas 4 feet, mainly northeast swell with a dominant period of 10 seconds. Tonight, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Seas 3 to 4 feet, mainly northeast swell with a dominant period of 9 seconds. Wednesday, west winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming east in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Wednesday night, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south after midnight. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Thursday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming south 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Thursday night, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 2 to 3 feet. Friday, south winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. Friday night, southwest winds 15 to 20 knots. Seas 3 to 4 feet. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 to 15 knots. Seas 4 to 5 feet. Marine forecast. Currituck Sound. This afternoon, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Tonight, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest after midnight. Waves 1 foot. Wednesday, west winds 5 knots, becoming east in the afternoon. Waves 1 foot. Wednesday night, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots, increasing to 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon. Waves 1 foot. Friday night, southwest winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 1 foot. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 to 15 knots. Waves 1 foot. Marine forecast. James River from James River Bridge to Hampton Roads Bridge Tunnel. This afternoon, east winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Tonight, southeast winds 5 to 10 knots, becoming southwest after midnight. Waves 1 foot. Wednesday, northwest winds 5 knots, becoming east in the afternoon. Waves 1 foot. Wednesday night, southeast winds 5 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday, southwest winds 5 knots. Waves 1 foot. Thursday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday, south winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Friday night, southwest winds 5 to 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. A chance of showers. Saturday, west winds 10 knots. Waves 1 foot. Offshore waters forecast Baltimore Canyon to Hatteras Canyon. Today, west of 1,000 fathoms, north winds 5 to 15 knots diminishing to variable 10 knots or less in the afternoon. Seas 4 to 7 feet. East of 1,000 fathoms, northwest winds 15 to 25 knots diminishing to 5 to 15 knots. Sea 7 to 11 feet subsiding to 6 to 9 feet. Tonight, variable winds 5 to 15 knots, except west of 1,000 fathoms becoming south to southwest after midnight. Sea subsiding to 3 to 5 feet, except east of 1,000 fathoms to 7 feet. Wednesday and Wednesday night, variable winds less than 10 knots. Seas 3 to 6 feet, highest east. Thursday, winds becoming southwest and increasing to 10 to 20 knots. Seas 4 to 7 feet. Friday, southwest winds 10 to 20 knots, highest west. Seas 5 to 8 feet. Saturday, southwest southwest, winds 15 to 25 knots. Seas 5 to 8 feet.
This is NOAA's National Weather Service or Hazards Weather Radio. KHB-37. Broadcasting from Wakefield, Virginia. Transmitting from Driver, Virginia on a frequency of 162.550 MHz. The following information is for Hampton Roads and Northeast North Carolina, the southern part of the Chesapeake Bay and adjacent coastal waters.